Hi, my name is T Panda, and I have Kips here with my caster as my caster duo. We are just this much closer to either witnessing Team Bolt continuing going through from their first series of the playoffs, or Spider Pigs, who did get knocked out by Liquid yesterday into the lower bracket. Which way is it going to be, Kips?
Listen, I still favor Spider Pigs here because of their experience, because of the improvement that I've seen from them recently, but Team Bald just showed that even if it's all fun and games
Only
at the
10
start,
seconds.
if they actually get their eyes on the prize, they will wait
5
forever
seconds
if
remain.
necessary, and that patience is key. So this could be
Dire
another
team are now
scorcher.
picking. Radiant team pick.
We're going to get the Timbersaw finally through the draft, actually, because it was banned in the previous two games. We get it through this time. Instant Nyx response for it, though.
Radiant's ban.
Followed up by Razor and Alliance, so pretty fast tempo here, at least in the first phase of the draft. But I think if we've learned anything from the draft during this this series, the second phase is where it really starts to take time, because that's where the big things happen.
Dire's ban.
That is indeed where the big things happen. That's where the draft really crystallizes out. Like, what kind of direction can you take this? Can you play offensive? Are you going to play defensive? Are you going to take the late game advantage, etc.? So far, yeah, I like that hoodwink ban. Very important with picking up the timber saw here. You don't want that source to break on the board. Of course, the Nyx
Only
Assassin does
10
not
seconds.
actually grant you that break anymore.
5 seconds. Hurry. Radiant's ban.
So your timber saw is protected. And then I really like this lion pick as well. I think here in the first phase, I said before, it's a pretty wide open pick. But versus a Razor especially, this guy excels in the long team fights. So does the Timbersaw. If Team Bald wants to go toe-to-toe in these long fights with the Timbersaw, you
10
could also
seconds
just
to
delete
pick.
their Razor. He's not actually that tanky, especially not before the BKB. So
5
the lion
seconds
poses a
remain.
significant threat here.
He does. At least there's no direct counter yet on the board, but for sure, protection, some initiation as well, when we're going to see that Blink Lion kick in as well, which was one of the scary factors in game number one. When we saw the Blink Dagger on the Lion coming in the first 16, 15 minutes or so.
Mhm.
That definitely posed a big threat for Team Bold, because now your enemy support is playing aggressive, allowing one more hero into the front line.
Exactly, and we see a lot of old friends from earlier in the series. I love this about longer
10
series, where it
seconds to
really
pick.
develops its own meta as teams get to know what the other wants right now.
5
So,
seconds remain.
Phoenix out of the way, none of that for Pilot. He had some great eggs in previous game, very much putting their enemies on the
ban.
spot if they wanted to commit in further or have to let go of their advantageous positions. None of that this time around, and then the Terrorblade as well as the pesky Enchantress being taken out. The Spider Pig's finally following up with a Leshrac, so a lot of magic damage off the table to protect this Timbersaw.
Yep, and a lot of those heroes, as you said, that have already been played throughout this series. I kind of wanted to see more LeBron Edge. Just
Only 10 seconds.
absolutely fantastic on his Enchantress, though we won't be seeing it this time.
5 seconds.
Might be the
Hurry,
last time we
hurry.
saw LeBron's Enchantress in this entire tournament, depending on what the scoreline is going to be after this game.
Dire team are now picking.
I hope not,
I
but
hope not too.
then again, Team Bolt definitely does hope so.
Looking
And
at
who
some of
am
the...
I to step on their dreams? The only ones who are allowed to do that right now are Spider Pigs.
Kind of looking at some statistics on Razor. He's been picked
Only
20
10
times so far.
seconds.
65% win rate is pretty good, but definitely
5
in
seconds
the
remain.
halfway zone of picks and bans.
You mean for popularity?
Yeah, in terms of popularity, yeah, you could put it that way. Not in the most contested heroes, but definitely seems like Razor is being picked more and more. Maybe depending on other teams have now actually been playing Razor in the EU region. There's been a lot of upper bracket Razors, lower bracket Razors, kind of like the Abaddon. Abaddon that's still in the pool, but not really needed right now at the current pace of this draft.
I don't think so either. Neither team has picked up a core yet that would require any kind of protection. They've protected them well enough with the bans here. And of course you will be down a potential playmaker if you decide to put Abaddon in, because Abaddon is many things but not a playmaker. And Team Ball are really taking their time here. They've taken out both the PL and the TB right now, so there's several carry picks that would be open to them, but I doubt they're going to pick it up right now. They're most likely going to wait for the fourth pick with that. So they're most likely
Radiant
looking for
team are now
support
picking.
here.
Grimstroke.
Grimstroke.
Something new for a change. We've got a Grimstroke on the field. It's most likely going to be Pile Eye Die Grim, pause 5. So who are we pairing this Grimstroke with? It's yet to be revealed, most likely. Razor probably going to be the offlane / mid pick. Doubt this Razor's going to
10
be carry.
seconds to pick.
Still a possibility though. We have seen Gord
5
already
seconds.
take a CK
Hurry,
and a much more
hurry.
active role compared to his carry mid lane.
I just don't like the Razor against the Timber for some reason.
It's a bit of a rougher matchup for the Razor. Like usually you don't actually get to harass the Timbersaw out, but it can be decent enough, especially if you manage to take down some trees or have your support do that for you.
It's just like, I just kind of, if the Razor goes up against the Timber, I feel like the Timber has more tools in the lane to stay, because you mentioned Razor can't really bully him out of the lane, but most importantly, you don't really slow down this Timber at all. He's still going to take that tower and force Razor away from that lane. So I would like to see him mid.
Some point, yes.
But there we go with the Jakiro. Most likely pause 5 Jakiro.
Such a LeBron classic.
LeBron classic, yeah. So about to get there. Pretty interesting
5
pick here.
seconds remain.
Great with the lane control, good harassing. Wave clear. Set up for the team fights. I think they also need this against the Razor. Very mobile heroes that you want to catch in the ice path.
A lot of control available, as well as this is a pretty tanky support, not something that's going to get hunted down by the next assassin. And also very useful. You often see Jakiro picked up by teams that really value having somebody on the dead lane to mop up all of the extra experience and gold that otherwise gets left off there. Jakiro is excellent at clearing waves and holding towers where otherwise, well, I mean, you've seen LeBron do this with the Treant Protector as well. He really likes playing that way. So perfect fit for him.
Wave clearing supports for sure. Now we have the Tide Hunter. We are still to see what Spider Pigs are going to reveal for their 1 and 2 roles. Potentially we'll see the carry pickup come now. Something that matches up against the Tide Hunter. Though there are some picks that are not really in the meta right now, like Monkey King, which is just... There are better picks. There are better picks. So I wonder if they want to take a more direct approach in terms of the counter. Well, PA is not exactly a I'm going to win the Tide in lane, but doesn't really feel worried about this laning against the Tide Hunter.
No, she's not worried about it. She gets to sustain, especially if you go into the Battle Fury build-up. You'll have the Ring of Health to keep you healthy. Eventually, the Tide Hunter is going to pressure out, but that's the name of the game right now. You're going to do that over on the other side with your Timbersaw anyway. And you're not going to start getting, dived under tower at minute 5 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
Which is all that you really need, a good build-up before you go into the jungle. But this Tide is going to get quite a lot out of his lane as well. DOTs from Jakiro are going to be annoying. That's about it.
10 seconds to pick.
What about our mid picks? They're the last pieces that are missing from both sides, unless the Razor decides to stay, and then we put another carry pick to go up against the Timbersaw. What are we really looking here for Team Bolt? They've got the tempo. Do they want to go late game? Does Gorp want to pick a late game carry?
I imagine so, but a lot of the best options are already off the table, especially now that the Morphling has been banned as well. All of these illusion heroes, the kind of stuff where the Phantom Assassin has to engage into and chase.
Lifestealer or something like that? I don't know. It's not really...
Lifestealer is possible. You're looking for a natural MKB builder, so the Lifestealer is a possibility. You could also go into something as fanciful as, for example, running this Razor carry and grabbing a mid-Wind Ranger for yourself. Natural MKB builder, not going to get hit by this Phantom Assassin at all. In fact, forcing somebody over on Spider Pigs to build an MKB instead. Not the greatest versus the Timbersaw, but you could be looking at that. And you can see Spider Pigs here. They're also thinking about the option of the carry mid. This is both Excalibur heroes getting taken out.
And this is mainly because of the Razor pick that they're kind of shifting. I mean, sorry, the Phantom Assassin pick that they're kind of now shifting Team Bolt's way of adjusting their lanes and obviously targeting now the mid sector. But smart to ban the TA. Would have been super surprised if TA actually went through the draft. because it hasn't gone through in quite some time now. Couple more seconds with the last ban from Team Bald. For Spider Pigs, they're going to have to pick first. What are we looking at? Do we want to go for... I mean, what do we want for Noob? They left the Invoker available.
Is his Invoker still available? They could also try the Void Spirit once again. Yeah.
They're bringing out the Invoker. Bring out the big guns, I guess. He had a great game 1. He was toying with Team Ball in game 1 on the Invoker.
I mean, I definitely think that he missed a bunch of spells as well for being a little bit overambitious in his targeting, but the fun part was that he didn't really need to hit them in this game. They were just steamrolling.
5 seconds.
This time around, though, Team Bald has gotten a taste of victory. I'm not sure if he can afford to do that again.
And where's our last pick going to be? We'll bring out the Void Spirit. You already brought it up. We will get the Excalibur Void by the looks of it and bring out the Razor for the safe lane for Gorp. And here we have the final drafts on both sides. Coma relying once again on those heavy hitter carries when Team Bald are looking like, let's up the ante and put more pressure. The pressure that they weren't quite able to apply in game number 2 in the final 20 minutes of the game. They did in the end. They took their time. They took their caution. But is this enough tempo for them? Can they close out the game? Can they starve out Spider Pigs, Kips?
If they get to use this Tidehunter as a battering ram, they definitely can. This Phantom Assassin is going to need a while before she can really chew through him, and of course she's going to have to dance around Gork in the team fights as well. Because Spider Pigs are getting... I don't want to say they have as much damage problems as in the previous game. The Timber Saw and the Invoker are definitely going to scale deeper than the Void Spirit does. The Void Spirit is really just a shotgun. You empty both chambers and then you have to wait and reload. There's a lot more continuous damage coming out from these two. But at the same time, their draft is once again conditional on Coma, and Team Bald can work with that. So I also just want to say that I admire the fact that they're not going for the late game matchup here anymore. You know, that previous Morphling pick is like, alright, we can go toe-to-toe with you in the late game. Here, yes, this Phantom Assassin is not going to be super comfortable unless she gets really out of control, but eventually she will be the hard carry to end this game. And Team Bald say, no, we don't want another 1 hour game. We're not doing this. Not again.
Well, this is the time to step up on the stage. It is the final game of Spider Pigs versus Team Bald Reborn. Loser out of the tournament, out of TI. Winner gets to continue onward in the bracket. And a tiny update from the bracket itself. Once again, if you do not like spoilers, mute. I'll give you a 2-second warning. So, with the looks of the other series going on the other stream, on our Beyond the Summit 2, we have Into the Breach up ahead, Brame, after the first map being played. The second one looks to be still ongoing, so if you want to tune into that action, do make sure you drop by there. We are on a squad stream as well. But you are most welcome to stay here and watch Team Bald maybe take a reverse sweep here against Spider Pigs, winning 2 maps in a row, or is Spider Pigs capable of coming back from that map 2 and pull out a W? We'll have to wait and see. At least a defensive start for now, holding on their side of the map. We have Team Bald sitting in mid.
I see neither of these teams want to give away the first blood on the first ward anymore.
No longer. Not anymore. There was that brawling. It was in map 2. Yeah, we saw Gorp coming in with his CK all the way behind Spider Pigs. And like, oh, hello. No first blood yet. Not this time.
And look at this. Without showing any heroes here, Spider Pigs has managed to dodge this Gork lane that was going to aim straight for Coma. But Spider Pigs have read the move and they've already put Funnick down on the bot lane. Even if they swap now, Funnick is going to get a very decent start here, get some levels up without dying. Which is all Timbersaw really needs to, after that, be put into any lane where he wants to be.
And to talk about level 1 Tidehunter, he is not exactly the strongest hero. You do not want to level passive at level 1, but he has to. He kind of has to go here because of all the harassment he's going to receive. Keep himself a little bit alive a little bit longer. What do you do with Anchor Smash if you can't walk into the lane? What do you do with Gush if you're not harassing? forced to go Kraken Shell.
Up against the tri-lane here as well. You could see DNZ really stepping back there for a bit, making sure that while the creeps were dying, Coma and LeBron were getting as much of the experience as possible. He is aiming to eventually go down to the bottom lane. Once the cores in both lanes have an experience advantage.
That is when that finally starts to roll out.
Old reads it.
Corp and Phonic both still brawling there in the bot lane. We have also Highlight Eye trading with DNZ. These boys have been at it for quite some time now. The other has a stick, the other doesn't. LeBron comes to the assistance. They also have that ward behind the tower. Do they get this kill? Dots are there. Right click should be. Oh, that's first blood. DNZ takes it.
Here you die.
He dies to guarantee the level 2 of Rajix here though. That is at least something. So this Tidehunter gets to pick up his first point in Kraken Shell, gets to be a little bit more survivable. The worst is
Anchor
over.
Smash.
Oh, sorry, he didn't have the smash yet?
No, he started with Kraken Shell. He had passive first because of all the harassment he was taking at the start.
Actually surprised, but yeah, thanks
He
for
was
the correction.
forced to go
was-
it. That's what I was going
I
on
was
about.
so
there.
sure. I was
All
so
good.
sure that I didn't even check it. That's a very bad habit for an analyst.
But sure, there was good reasoning behind it why he had to go for it. Though,
Yes, absolutely.
at least getting level 2, he's got that Anchor Smash to maybe secure a couple last hits for himself. Also, if the PA decides to jump on him, he gets something back. Now, Highlight Eye extends a little bit too deep, and he's just looking to die here. He can't even kill Coma, doesn't even get the Inkswell off. It's a second kill. This tri-lane is working wonders for Spider Pigs.
It is, and if this keeps going as well, DNZ does not have to go to the bot lane. Funnick can just keep on getting solo experience versus 2.
3 minutes now in. We've got a lot of CS picked up, and it's a triple CS lead as well for Spider Pigs. They are tied up in this bot lane. 2 kills already taken in the top lane for Spider Pigs. This mid matchup though, Invoker versus the Void Spirit. Pretty back and forth at times. The Void can't really drive the Invoker out of lane. Invoker will always out regen after level 3.
Pablo is dying.
But short.
Pablo indeed. 200 HP, dagger in the face. And there's another slow from LeBron. 20 HP, but Coma does get the jump out. Closes the distance, gets another one. That's 3 kills already in this lane. 2 of them for the PA.
And this was the Nyx assassin that came to top after getting some experience on bottom, hoping to turn the tide with the EXP difference. And instead, he gets punished. This top lane is a total loss.
They are, and they're pinging the Tidehunter. Let's go on him this time. He's got 10 stick charges though. Maybe they can force those out. Holding onto those points all the way to the end. Here comes the Inkswell. Looking for a little turnaround. Can't catch anyone though. And the turnaround, the stun, the dagger slow. Beautifully played here by Spider Pigs. Even if they don't get the kill here, they're making Tidehunter pay a heavy price for it. Another dagger comes in. LeBron, he doesn't have mana for the dual breath. They will have to let this Tide slide, but they did do the damage there. Nyx Assassin also back.
Last salve out. Nyx assassin, yeah, he wasn't back in time to punish any of this aggression, and it feels like there's just not a place for him to be on the map.
Excalibur able to dodge the EMP off of the Invoker. Not really in any trouble.
And it is Excalibur who's going to look to make a big rotation over on the level 6. If he can rotate into a tri-lane, that would be fantastic. He could easily pick up 2 kills there. The question is if Spider Pigs are going to actually give him that opportunity, or if this is where they call it good enough and they switch out their lanes.
Agreed. That's most likely what they're looking for. The mid laner rotating for potential kill. But then again, we do remember, Noob, once he did hit level 6 on the Invoker, he did do the same thing in game 1. He rotated top, he stayed top. He was there for like a minute and a half, just hiding in this area, so they could punish the enemy carry. In that case, it was the Drow, to force the Drow out of the top lane completely into the triangle. They could do the same with the Tidehunter, at least make him feel fearful that something might happen. They just might sit mid as well. Excalibur, though, if he rotates to top, it's more likely Vault can get kills out of that. However, Pile die, Pablo keeping the distance.
I'm expecting Noob to
Dire's bottom tower
push
is
out this
being
mid wave
attacked.
basically as hard as he can. Let's see if he can get Excalibur to spend the spells on midnight. Excalibur is thinking about going.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Thought about DNZ
Until nearest
Cute.
take the Invis rune out. He loses his courier to Excalibur though.
hatred that lay buried in the
Pablo.
heart of Radiant's career.
Does he get any attention? Doesn't look like that's going to happen though. Nice chance for a two-man stun. We'll get it. The bounty will be taken by Pile I Die. And they're spreading spells back and forth. Pablo's got the slow. Pile I Die's got the attention. And doesn't look like they're killing either of these. Maybe Pablo? Cold Snap's still there for a second.
Really
And
like-
he gets the Earth Spike. Just. Now Pile I
no,
Die.
no.
Hello. Roshan.
He's the charge.
Oh,
Gets
boy.
it.
Koma at least gets something out of this, but that was a 4-man rotation on 2 heroes, of which 1 only ends up being a kill. Surprising, Pablo does get the Roshan deny in the end. But that's the problem. They were spreading spells on 2 separate heroes, and it looked chaotic for a second.
That's optimization. They were pretty confident, and it turns out they were right. It's just, I was worried Noob was actually going to step out of the urn range. Because he was already stepping back. That would have been a pretty big slowdown. That first urn charge on the Invoker is actually huge. Now he is a kill threat to anyone,
Dire's
including
middle tower is
the
being
Void Spirit
attacked.
and the Razor.
Yeah. Earn Cold Snap. Might just work out. 2 heroes in mid. Got Pablo with his boots. Level 2, about to hit level 3. Very XP deprived. He and the Lion are both the least leveled heroes. We've got the Grimstroke as well. Mainly, this is the cause of the tri-lanes and the amount of attention that this top lane has required.
Dire's courier, an extreme
Easy pickings for heroes like PA and Void Spirit.
been laid to rest.
This PA is making good progress on her Battle Fury as well. Now she at level 6, she can come and clean up some of these kills that their supports are gathering for. And oh man, the stacks.
Noob has rotated towards bottom. Trying to catch Gorp. Can't get the Chakram slow. That's what they need to catch this Razor. They want to kill him. And yeah, you mentioned those stacks. Koma getting a bit of extra gold here. Cat has a bit of difficulty clearing these, though.
Dire's bottom
bit
tower
slow
Going on
work.
Gork.
They finally catch him. They do. Got him under the tower, but here's the link. The turnaround on the Timber Saw. A lot of damage is coming through, and that's going to be enough.
What happened?
Gorp stays alive. Team Bold find their first kill in 8 minutes.
And this is not quite the rotation that Excalibur was hoping for, but it's good enough. And for Timbersaw, it's a good indication that it's time for him to go elsewhere. This was a nice attempt. Now he can
Dire's
TP to
middle
the top
tower
lane if he wants to,
taking
pressure out
damage.
this Tidehunter, and start properly making things happen on the map.
Pablo, Noob is right there, right next to him. There's the Cold Snap. Here comes the Carapace. Tries to get the stun out, but he does get hexed up by DNZ. Will live through this one. Gorp with a turnaround. Gets a bit of damage with the level 3 Nova.
Bit over eager there. Now he's out of urn charges again.
Yep. Deprived. No urns.
Eh. Deprived by himself. I
Radiant's
don't think
bottom tower
that
under
was ever
fire.
going to be a kill.
Funnick having fun with that range creep there, building up stacks. At least he's kept Rajix in his eyesight. Still trying to make him to come to him. And now they're going.
It's dangerous.
Tidehunter, he has a Ravage. Do they TP to help him out? Here comes Gorp. He needs to get it off. The Hex is about to run out. Now he's got the chance to blow it up. He throws in the Ravage. It connects on DNZ. DNZ will die. They will also take this Timber Saw with all 5 heroes of Team Bold. It's a real gang surprising him here. 5 heroes on top of him. Rajix lives. Double kill.
Very surprised by Sparta because like we know it's gonna happen, they know it's gonna happen. If you don't kill this Tidehunter immediately, he's going to get the Ravage off and everybody's going to be there, and that's exactly what happens. I think that you can pressure that one out way slower with the Timber Saw. Sure, you can. The Tidehunter will get a little bit more out of that, but you're not going to get this big slowdown on your Timber, who has now died twice in what's supposed to be the ramp up to his strong point in the game.
Yeah, pretty surprising that the Timber now is dead 2 times, because we're only at 10 minutes in. Usually you have your first death in the 10 minutes, the second one at 15, 16 when they ramp up and stack up. But Team Bold ain't giving him any time to prepare. Already
Absolutely
losing
not.
his life a second time, and this time with a full 5-man rotation to protect the tower. But it is worthy for Bold. However, PA has been farming all this time. Koma only needs the swords. Another setup on Gorp. He's baited once. Can he live twice? Noob is there. DNZ's there. Funnick is there. Pablo coming in from the back. Gorp makes the first move. Drives Funnick away. Excalibur is also around the area if they need to go in. But they're staying. Repositioning again. They're persistent.
Spider Pig's playing such a dangerous game. If DNZ dies, the other two heroes die as well.
Gorp is now also playing behind the tower, recognizing this is probably not the place to be anymore. Pablo with his Vendetta. I don't think these guys have the damage, but they could try. Okay, no, I missed the stroke of fate, so next assassin won't have the chance to firstly throw in that big nuke on PA, follow up with the stun. If they get every spell to combine, they might just have enough to kill the PA, but with that move, Spider Pigs will take the top tower.
And this is much more what I expected the first top tower attempt to be like. Just Funnick playing up and waiting with the support troops in the wings until Team Bolt either overcommitted or lost too much on their tower.
Is being attacked.
And yeah, you know that thing that LeBron does where he hangs out around the safe lane tower and just soaks up whatever's there? He is doing it right now.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Spider Pigs smoking up and moving towards the Team Bolt side of the map, hoping to find someone here in the jungle. There is a Gorp, however, pushing towards the top lane once again. He's almost got a Midas picked up. And looks like he has drawn enough attention. DNZ and Noob, they're making their way towards. They have the finger. They have the full combo. Gorp, he's playing defensive, but he might have just overstepped the line, and that's about it. Tornado comes out with a cold snap EMP, finger, Earth Spike, and that should be Gorp. Dead Dagger comes flying through. They are making slow work. And they have to dive under the tower. Koma finally gets it in the end. Meanwhile,
The reason
in
they
mid,
get to do that, yeah, they were going on Funnick and he actually missed his chain out, so that was very touch and go for a moment there. Luckily, LeBron shows up to save him, and now they get to hold their middle tower because they can just bring everybody in.
Ravage is ready for Rajix. Excalibur with his DD rune still for a couple seconds. If he gets a chance to jump on someone, he will use it. But DNZ is a risk to go at. Looks like that DD rune will run out in the end. Funnick still guarding the front line. Rajix tanking the tower. LeBron has that 2 points in Ice Path. Could be the setup they need to start things off. They might have to just let this tower fall. They're deciding to give it up. I guess it's a smart call. There's not much that they can do there in that position.
Yep. You can see how Team Bolt are using the Tidehunter as sort of a wedge to drive in between the two flanks of Spider Pigs. They can't go on that.
Found Pablo in the Inkswell turnaround. Funnick dead. Doesn't take too long for him to die. Now on the Lion. DNZ silenced up. Tornado coming in from the side. Doesn't quite connect, but they've got Rajix. At least he was held behind a little bit with that Tornado slow. DNZ, TP's back home. He lives. LeBron, though, is he going to be as lucky? Stun from Pablo just before the Ice Path connects. Nuke comes in between. They might have extended a bit too far here. Ravage beautifully from Rajix and takes down Noob as well. The Invoker falls. And LeBron with 100 HP, he gets gushed alive. Pablo gets done by DNZ. Gorp in trouble. Razor very low HP. He soaked up almost everything from Koma. Here comes the ulti as well from Grimstroke, holding these heroes. Leashed up Noob. Oh, so close. Does he have a 1-point Sunstrike? Has he used it? Gorp is getting away for now. Invis rune. There's a Sunstrike. Does he get it? He gets it. Koma gets the dagger out of all things. And Pablo falls to Funnick.
I mean, they had to get punished for extending that far behind the middle tower,
2D.
but they nearly got away with that too. And they're still chasing Rajik under the left side tier 2 here.
Well, I was about to say nice plays by Team Bold. I will restrain myself. Because that was a lot of heroes that they just gave away as well. All that aggression, the Ravage was beautiful up to a point where if they could have killed Noob, they could have ran away. They decided to step over the line a little bit too far before disengaging, and so they ended up paying a pretty heavy price for that. And PA is still 1,500 gold ahead.
Did Excalibur just get 4 bounty runes because there was nobody at either the river rune spot or in the triangle?
Yeah, it looks like 3 has been picked up. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Oh no, you're right actually. The other one was DNZ.
That was the
He's
lion,
baiting
yeah.
me.
DNZ with one of the bounties
Mhm.
picked up. 8-6 in the scoreline as we're 50 minutes into this third game. Could almost say pretty back and forth. It looked... there's been some good spider picks moments. There's definitely been some good bolt moments, but overextending as always. Well, an interesting scenario. You're diving tier 3 towers, and you're not a timber saw or a bristleneck.
Was it?
But you have a Tidehunter. You are a
Everyone
Razor.
just go bottom.
You've got all of the PA's damage. There's arguments to be made. Like when
Yep.
when is it, you know, when is it madness and when is it just pressing your advantage? Like you
Yeah.
can look at OG. I don't think anyone knows where the line is.
I mean, if you're a Mad Hatter, I guess you could just say we're all mad here.
This is Dota. You gotta be crazy.
There's a haste rune available to be picked up. They've pinged it out. They can leave it for the Void Spirit to show up, but he is in the top lane area, sharing it with Pablo. Rajix admit he is building into Guardian Greaves. Nice item pickup here. Not
Your
too
armor
often.
is going to feel really good.
Yeah, not too
versus
often
PA.
do you see the mechanism being pulled out. Guardian Greaves is going to be great here, especially when you're up against that Quaswex Invo, burning all your mana.
Multiple reasons why it's great. Is of course the armor refers to PA, and then you will also have burst heal to follow up on burst
Top.
damage.
Jump on Pablo. Gets the stun. He's got the Hex. Sunstrike comes out. Finger. Gets the finger stack for himself.
The Phantom strikes.
Might as well take it. And DNZ, who once again on his way to a pretty decent Blink Dagger timing.
Yep, here comes Gorp though. He's got that haste rune running straight towards. They just smoked literally under a ward. DNC and Coma should be getting out soon. There's a scan used. Gorp will, if they go this way, it's a whole different story. Coma sits in the tree line. Scan has been used, so
You
they're
should
trying to
stay.
make a move. He's alright. He's alright. No danger there.
Immediately on the bottom. They're pinging out his bottom tower. They're pinging out Pile I Die. Funnick would like to go there, but Coma sees some creeps.
Pablo also finds LeBron. Rajix is around the area too. They know that Coma's around this area. He's not in the triangle. They're drawing their own triangle here, though. This is the Jakiro drawing out that this is a risk area. Avoid this place, please.
A Bermuda Triangle, if
The
you wish.
Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, you could call it that. Triangle,
You
not
go
inside
here?
the triangle.
You disappear.
Good reason that they're dodging it. Important information coming in from LeBron there. Chronic. Will get to
He
keep
knows
this
he's on the
tower.
menu.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
wishes
no
to
point.
remove himself.
Yeah. No point to defend a tier 1 tower that's got 300 HP when you're all by yourself, so you'll let them have that one.
Bottom tower has
We'll live to see another day.
Top tower, of course, has much more use towards Roshan. This one
Dyer's
is mostly
top
here
tower
as
is
a
under siege.
good outpost to get experience, to have the creep waves brought to you.
Dyer's middle
They
tower is
won't mourn
being
its
attacked.
passing.
Now we have the
Tower.
Desolator on the
Tower is
PA.
being attacked.
Deso, Battle Fury, working on that BKB. Big game changer for sure once they start playing around this Phantom Assassin and team fights.
And with the Deso online, if Team Bald give away any kills, Spider Pigs can move straight into Roshan. They've got Alacrity
Radiant's bottom tower
at the
under
ready,
fire.
and this PA will more than happily take an Aegis into her pockets.
Dyer's
I
top
believe they
tower
just
is
need to
being
get a pick off
attacked.
first before they head to Roche for sure. But Funnick might have just baited the whole enemy team. Nice Tornado on 3. Talked about not hitting them. This time he does. Ravage comes out as well. It hits on 2. They have the Funnick Timbersaw still held in place. Now Kuma jumps into the fight. He jumps and finds Pile I Die. Timbersaw falls as well. They've got Gorp already at 100 HP. He's down. DNC also dies, and a triple kill for Kuma already at full HP. And they are losing everything on Team Bold's side. The runaway from Excalibur as Koma's
He's
right
gonna
behind
make
them.
it.
Another Ice Path comes flying through. He's on the high ground. They spot him there. They jump in. The ultra kill for Koma. Spider Pigs, they just destroy and dismantle Team Bold.
I think Team Bald counted on the fact that they have pretty decent AoE damage here, especially with the Ravage. But with it really only hitting on Funnick and barely reaching up on the high ground, his positioning was just not deep enough. And Koma gets to re-engage with devastating effect. They were all in the funnel of his Invoker spells. here's that
drops
Russian.
very low here. Does get the Aegis secured. Pablo desperate to blow it up, and a nice force staff. LeBron able to pick it up and push Coma to safety. Noob gets the kill on Pablo. And PA gets to keep his Aegis. He's also 10-0 and 2. We're 20 minutes into the game. Nice path on 2. And the finger comes flying through. Pilot, I will fall. Rajix, he's got no Ravage. And Coma, he's fighting with the sliver of HP. And that Aegis is still up. And there is the Sunstrike as well. Gorp will lose his life. They are all hungry on taking that PA and her Aegis. But she gets to keep it again.
This is what I was worried about with Team Bolt, because they showed all that patience in the previous game, but that was when they had the better late game matchup. And here they feel like they're losing their grip on the game, and they are making desperation plays when it's not really necessary yet. And now
They keep
Coma
up the
just moves it
pressure.
further.
Still trying to get it. They finally do with the help of Pablo. Rajix 400 HP, dropping low, but as Coma comes back into the battle, just gonna get another crit and take down the side hunter. Pablo also dropping very low. And this game has gone from even to one-sided in just a matter of 2 or 3 minutes.
Dire's
And
middle
it's
tower taking
really
damage.
just Team Bolt losing their grip on their shot calling there. I think that if you have a little bit more serious of shot calling situation there, you say that you can't actually go contest that Aegis there. And even if that one goes wrong, you try and, you know, opportunistically snipe it out. At the very least, you gotta retrace and regroup after. You don't have a BKB on your Razor yet. You didn't have the
Radiant's
Ravage
bottom
up yet.
tower
You were
is being
not
attacked.
conditioned to fight an Aegis.
Difficult to come out of this because Team Bold is also losing their hero scaling here. The sooner and sooner Spider Pigs are going to come up picking up
Dire's
items and
top tower
XP
is being
onto this
attacked.
Phantom Assassin, the
Listen.
fewer of a chance they have of actually winning this last game.
Coma had an Aegis and no BKB 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He has no Aegis anymore, but he does have the BKB. That is insane.
670 GPM already. 200 CS. He's keeping up to 10 CS per minute pace. 12 kills. 12 kills and 15,000 net
Bottom
worth.
tower is being attacked.
Compared to Team Bolt's carry, it's almost double. Now, though, there's an
fun him.
opportunity for him. He decides to fight through this entirely, even though Gorp is going to suck up all of that damage from PA. PA still
crit.
goes in, still gets the kill on Gorp. Pablo on the chase Excalibur. He's got Noob on his sights. They have Funnick, they have LeBron being chased up. Rajix coming in from the side. Excalibur very low on HP as well. Needs to try and keep maneuvering away from Funnick, who is chasing up the Excalibur, and 200 HP remains. Funnick with the Chakram available will take down Excalibur. Pilot Eye, however, is right next to Coma. Coma will kill the bug and most likely jump back into action. Throws another dagger on Rajix. Half of your HP gone. Tornado on 2. And Spider Pigs are getting everything that they want right now. Pilot Eye. He might get under the tower, but he's not going to be alive as he gets there.
Life fade from memory.
His grave. My god, that was a fight with Ravage up, but Team Bolt were just never really in the position because
Dire's top tower is
the
under
Razor
siege.
could not stand the PA's damage.
Dire's
You
structures
cannot
are
sap
fortified.
enough damage to actually make sure that you don't die to the daggers.
Dire's top tower
This
You will
game
get
has
chased out.
really changed. It's 8,000 gold now in the time span of less than 5 minutes. I can't
is-
see a win condition for Team Bold at this pace.
Definitely not. They need to get a grip on themselves. There are options here. You can see that the PA gets pretty low on these chases. The Razor is still a pretty good counter into her, but they gotta survive the first phase of the fight without falling apart in all directions. They need to wait until their tide is in position, and they just haven't brought up the patience. They're too busy panicking with the fact that this PA is getting bigger and bigger.
Trying to play a bait here on LeBron. Funnick also shows up. Pablo's right there. Got vision. Got sentries of their own too. There is no Glimmer Capes though, however, on Spider Pigs. They haven't really needed them either. Looking at their items here all around. That Jakiro Force Staff at 18, 19 minutes. And they were fighting in the Roche Pit. It's pretty crucial of saving Coma. Keeping that Aegis up for that long enabled them to get like 7, 8 kills in that moment. Noob has found Pablo. Or has Pablo found Noob? I don't know which way to put it. They're both disengaging. Both moving out from that. Rajix
They
hiding in
aren't
the
sure
trees.
either.
Ravage is up, and Excalibur's the target.
Excalibur.
Blink, Hex, 2 shots. Don't even need the Sunstrike.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Ash is on the wind.
bottom tower has fallen.
Now this Tidehunter is desperately trying to finish his Greaves. He's got the money now, but he needed to farm the Ancients all the way up in the face of the Enzio. Somehow walked past them.
He is, going very deep indeed. Coma though, fine score, Pile die, half HP right now, going to BKB, just hunting on Rajix. Rajix waiting for the chance to pop that Ravage, but I don't think it's going to happen. Buyback from Void Spirit, here's the Ravage. And it's only on Phonic and LeBron in a safe spot behind the choke point. Rajix drops low. Kalma goes for another crit. Pablo gets hit by the ice path. Here comes the PA once again. They're toying with them though. They don't have detection. They're gonna let him slide. But it doesn't really matter to them. They're gonna get tier 2 nevertheless.
Just a millisecond of hesitation on that Ravage. He nearly got Coma with that, but unfortunately the link from the Grimstar was just timed out. Coma jumps to the high ground, and that is Ravage spent. That is their chance to make a stand in this choke point here, in this base defense. It's not gonna happen. Alacrity PA is at your door.
They're not gonna go high ground just quite yet, but Spider Pigs holding on to a good hold, a good firm hold of this game, this series, and keeping their TI hopes alive. Team Bold about to be eliminated at this pace. 14k is now the difference. Forced into a fight with Excalibur, but Coma, he's happy to welcome the enemies right in his face. Warp, gonna soak up some damage, will soak up quite a lot of that. Still going. EA is not gonna have a lot of damage once he comes back into action, but still doesn't care. You've got Alacrity, he's still doing 200 damage, plus the crits, and Phonic for sure. He's feeling himself right here, right now. He gets Bile Die. Easy kill on the Grimstroke.
Look at how far in Phonic is. We know they don't.
Keeps on going, he gets going, yeah. Just keeps on going here. Triple kill for Phonic. And I think that finally cements Spider Pigs going further in here. The playoffs of the TI European qualifiers. Rajix, not much he can do here. Gorp, does he lead a one last hurrah? They've got 40 seconds until the Void comes up. He's gonna get tornadoed up in the air. And Coma jumps in, he takes him out. Rajix also being hunted, gets Cold Snap, might purge it out, but he's still got a lot of trouble around him. And the Flamethrower spinning in the air as they take down another one. Rajix falling, Pablo dies to the Sunstrike, and it's a team wipe. 31-11 in the scoreboard. Spider Pigs keep on rolling.
Coma is just walking all over them, leaving them nothing but smears on the floor.
Tier 2
Brutal
falling in the mid lane. And the charge of the Spider Pigs continues all the way back to the high ground. Maybe a second set of racks to be taken. As Pile and Excalibur, they're just going to have to observe as their buildings are falling one by one. Waiting for their team to come back up.
Now. If Excalibur steps too close, he's a goner.
Even one lucky dagger bash into jump Abyssal and you're already gone in that time.
They have one more Ravage fight.
Projects
They need a
deep in.
full link onto the PA, but their Razor is not alive yet, and they're already getting engaged into.
They get the chance here. This is the chance they need to try and get this PA. Can they get him? No, the BKB comes flying for Excalibur down. Pablo dies as well. Gorp, he might be sucking away the damage of this PA, but it's not going to be enough. They are leashed together for the time being. Rajix on the side. Pilot, they got Gorp thrown into the air. The Sunstrike comes flying through. The Chakram keeps in place then, and they will take down the Grimstroke as well. GG, well played is called. GG's there. Team Bold is out, and Spider Pigs, they march on.
I think that if you're this confident, as Spider Pigs has always shown that they were, you know, they were actually asking in the previous game, like, please finish this one. We want to go to the next.